Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is part three of what we're talking about. I'm here with Zari. We're talking about value exchange, and it's so deep and so rich that 15 minutes just goes like that.
You see, time goes flying when you're having fun, I tell you.
Wow.
We enjoy this very much, and it's wonderful. It's an honor, really, to be able to share it with you.
That's another video cast on being on your purpose, doing what your purpose to come and do on earth that God has sent you. Once you're doing that, you'd love it, and you'll be blessed beyond measure. Anyway, we're talking about value exchange.
Yes.
Don't let me get off point. Value exchange. Now, I just want to share with you some of the potential. The potential is so huge. It's like, some years ago, I had a friend that had a travel agent, and obviously he needed customers. So instead of him paying me, I said, you know what, value exchange. If I bring customers to you just out of, anyone comes my way, I recommend you, and you give them a good service, you got to give them a good service. Just when I'm going to Nigeria, give me the ticket. And the guy said, really? How much is the ticket? How much is it gonna get when it gets exposed to my network? So, I've had value exchanges with businesses where, just in the course of me meeting people and I trust their business, I recommend them, and I don't take money from them. I don't want their money. Because once I take money from them, guess what? It cheapens it, and then I become an employee. And I don't want to become an employee. You get what I'm saying? It's amazing.
Yeah.
But what I found though is with value exchange, when you are in this kind of relationship with people and businesses, then there's no restriction to the resources. Like this guy now, there's no restriction. Like this guy now that you've met in Saudi Arabia, he's already inviting Zari to Saudi Arabia to come and speak in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Not because he thinks, not because he thinks that Zari is the best speaker on earth, but because he sees Zari as an extension of his network.
Yes.
He sees Zari as his friend beyond money. So that's one of the things we enjoy, and that's our heart's desire, is to really share with you and really expose this to you, because we're already enjoying it. We're already enjoying it. When I go to Nigeria, when I go to America, I don't really need to think about going to a hotel, and like we were talking about Patrick this morning, giving him his bike. Patrick has been a tremendous blessing to so many people for so long without asking anything back. And so it's a pleasure that's within the network. Someone saw his need and met his need.
I spoke to him. I just thought, how are you going to work? So I'm spending so much money to get to work, and oh my word, I've got to buy. It did not even go like, let me think. We all know what we have. We have in our hands. We know what we have to our command in the sphere of our influence. We know what we have. But the predominant mindset we have is, we want to have more so that we can feel more about ourselves, because those things define who we are in people's eyes. Now, value exchange takes all that away. It's not about what people think of you. It's what you think of yourself. Now, when we are sharing parts of ourselves, that's a sacrifice in itself. When we are sharing value with other people, sometimes they don't know what we're doing. Why are you giving us this? Now, an example, in the same building I work, a lady, a Canadian nurse, she left. I'm going back to Canada. She says, I've got all this stuff, and what you want? Now, that's because I've had conversations with her, not even on value exchange, but she just goes, you know what? You want something? Come and get it. So I go, and I saw she had a bed, a king-size bed, almost about 6 months old, brand new. I had a particular family in mind. You see, particular family in mind that would want it. I thought the same thing with a desk, and she gave me like a bureau and stuff like that. Not for me. I've got what I need. In fact, my bed was breaking down at home, and I'm thinking of other folk because they were in a worse situation than I. Unfortunately, the couple didn't want it. And I put it on YouTube, on eBay, for a couple of weeks. I haven't paid to put it on eBay. Nobody bought it. I put the price down to nothingness, and nobody bought it. I went out. Oh, shushy people! I went off to Gumtree. It's easier. I paid to sell the bed, and the bed didn't go. And the bed sat there, and I'm going to myself, this bed belongs to someone, and that person will show up. Another friend of ours says, you know something, my back. And I said, you know what, is it because of the bed? Yes. I said, come get it. She goes, king size, that's too big. She goes, how much do you want for it? I said, well, I've been trying to sell it, but at this point, it's yours. It's yours. She came and saw the bed. She liked it. It was brand new. I'd wrapped it up. You see, presentation is something. I wrapped it up to make sure it's still fresh and everything looking. She came and goes, are you sure you don't want anything for this? I said, no. We've tried. We couldn't. Well, you're our friend. You need it. Come get it. But I know she's going to do something, because that's how some of us are that deep enough to say, you know what, maybe at the point when we need something doing, that value exchange. See?
Yeah.
It's an open-ended thing up there. And now she's enjoying the bed, and everything is wonderful with that. And it's a joy. There's a part of scripture that says there's more joy in giving than in receiving. So when you receive something, you're surprised, yeah.
And
but when you're giving, though, there's a magical, there's a divine thing. I'm giving from myself. And it's not about money. We're giving ourselves, and that thing can come out as in a cup, or a cup, or whatever it is. But it's about us being invested in that thing and giving ourselves away.
Now I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna flip this because I said things like amen and everything. Now, it's very clear that, we're not gonna hide the fact that our background is Christian.
Well, yeah.
However, we're not religious. There's a big difference.
We're in the wild.
Definitely, that is definitely another video cast.
Yes, not a religious thing at all. It's
that
a relationship.
That means that we respect Muslims, Buddhist tradition, wherever you come from.
Belief system you have,
we respect it.
Yeah.
But Connect Me is not a religious.
It's
platform.
non-religious. Yeah.
It's non-religious.
Yeah.
However, guess what? I was born in the Christian tradition, so it will seep out.
Yeah,
it will seep out.
That's who we are.
I'm not going to hide that. However, like I said, this is not a religious platform. So it's not like that's what we're trying to.
But we are at home in our belief system. We're at home. We're not going to hide.
No.
Oh, don't say this, don't say that.
No.
That will be taken away from the fabric of who we are.
Definitely.
But we are very open to other people's. I mean, the idea for discourse, open.
Definitely.
That in itself is a value exchange, is it not? You believe something else? We can cross-pollinate, right?
Definitely, and it's important, to me to really make it clear that I respect every. And again, okay, let me be very, very plain here. I've run workshops for many years, and I've run workshops where I've been very, very Christian biased.
Yeah,
that is not what I'm doing here, and that is not.
That locks out other people.
We're interested in connecting with people. Period.
Yeah.
And we respect wherever, because your past is your past, your tradition is your tradition.
It's tradition.
It's not something
we could change. I mean, there can be changed out of your will, but the thing is, we're not out there to change to change how you are or whatever it is. That's something the few that choose. So the few that choose, we're talking here from an economic, we're talking from personal development. We're talking about the whole man here.
Thank you.
Holistic. Body, mind, and soul.
Definitely.
So we're going to touch on many, many things as we go on. We're very well-rounded people here. We're not just one dimension.
We've had to be.
The danger of a single story, seeing people in one direction with so many people, different prisms of people,
Well, we had to be, and the important thing, going back to value system now, I just thought I should talk about that religious thing. But going back to value system now, just think of the potential in people's homes. In London over here, most they've got so much things in their houses that they're not using.
In fact, we have a part of our homes, for those of us who have houses. I mean, people who have flats, they have storage. In most homes, it's a British tradition. You have a loft or the attic, as they say, and that is the roofing part. So if you're up, you have 2, 4, 5 floors. You have a cavity in the roof. There we pad up, we make it up, and then we put all the stuff we don't use. In fact, all the stuff we don't need. We had them up there. Now, most houses, the older the house becomes, this is what it just came to me.
Please.
Right? Some houses, the house gets so old that all the stuff up there comes down. Now, it kills them. I mean, they've kept stuff for 50 years. Literally, it falls on their bed, they die.
Wow.
Now, I don't want to be killed by my stuff. If we can make that place as cabbage, empty.
Because that thing, belongs to somebody. Yes, you might have bought it with your money.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you how many times I've actually bought things with my money. And you've seen it happen to me so many times. I'll buy it and I like it. Like maybe it's a wristwatch or whatever. And I wear it and my heart just tells me, this doesn't belong to you.
Yeah, it's somebody else.
It belongs to, and my heart will tell me that person's name.
Yes.
It will say, it belongs to that person.
And you're going to give it to
And
them.
I look at the thing and say, you know what? It actually doesn't look good on me.
It doesn't.
Then I'll pack it and I'll just give it to that person, And you know what? I never lack. Because of that.
Lack is something people are afraid of because they don't understand that everything they could possibly need is already around them.
Totally.
A lot of people don't speak because, I don't want to say my issues. But in opening our mouth and saying what we need, we are also saying to ourselves that we are open and we are comfortable as who we are. Everything we could possibly need is already around us. But if we don't voice it, if we don't give that need a voice. So, one of the things I've spoken to Phil about certain things, he's brought it and go. You said, another thing about value exchange that I remember is people will listen. We listen to people when they're speaking in passing and you kind of store it. And when you get a chance or you have the ability to be able to hear, there, ta-da, and you go, wow, it shows the person is listening. When we're dealing with money, we are not listening to you at all. You just want to get stuff from that person, which means it makes us users. And when you use something, it doesn't have any quality whatsoever. In fact, because when you use something, it goes past the sell-by date, you fling it and get a brand new one. Value does not lose its value. Hello,
it's intrinsic value.
Intrinsic value. It stays the same. It stays the same. So we're dealing with people, and I like the idea, when we sat down and thought about connect me, we first connect here, this connection we have to make. Me, we put M-E, and we found out somebody else was using that name, and then it came out to be connect me, as in me interested in everyone. Yeah. Now, M-I, so the I has two dots on top, right, and E, so me interested in everyone. Now, interested means relationships first. We're dealing with friendships. We're talking about the small things. And then when we start to trust each other, we start opening ourselves up. Now when we open ourselves up now, we're opening ourselves up to their word, and we open their word to our word. Now you now have a cross-pollination. The reason why they're saying that crops are growing very well is because the bees are being killed by pesticides. And the whole idea is the flowers open with the nectar and everything inside of that, and the bee comes and does what it needs to do. The bees are dying, and our ecology is changing.
Because we're stopping the flow.
We're stopping the flow. Now, in our ecology, in our human ecology, we are coming to the point where money is now becoming, it's a hindrance because you are living in a particular postcode because you don't have this amount of money.
And apart from that, very quickly, because we have to round up now. Yeah. Very quickly, most of the time, say you have a project you want to do, and you can actually do that project with that person.
Money stops you.
But you think, well, how am I going to get paid? I can't afford it. Yeah. How am I going to get paid? You're not going to pay me. So you don't actually do what you know you can do to enhance or to add value or to add value to people's projects.
Before we end that, I think it was last year, there's another, you meet her, Queen Eagle.
Yes,
You're going to meet her. We followed her twice because she had an organization to do with we'll talk about that later on. Deep stuff.
Yeah, because time is
so we share of our time and expertise.
Remind us if you want us to talk about. Remind us about that story if we forget.
But you know what? The thing is, when you go on YouTube, please ask questions about just leave your post and questions.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. Yeah.
See you next time.
All right.